Hello and welcome to the fourth section of my course. In this section, we will talk about how to create a meaningful scatterplot. We will start with what types of questions can Scatterplot answer. So first, let's see how does Scatterplot look like. Here I took a dataset of countries and added growth of GDP and share of urban population. Then GDP change is on a vertical axis and share of urban population is on a horizontal axis. So we have two numerical variables on a plot, and each point of this plot is a country. A little side note, Scatterplot really loves a lot of data points, so add as much data points to Scatterplot as possible. So what is Scatterplot used for? What are its use cases? Scatterplot is good at showing patterns and showing relationship between two variables. And this is an important point. Scatterplot is about relationship and connections, while line chart is about history and progression over time, and bar chart is about comparison and comparing things. A pattern can be a correlation. For example, take this dataset. A country GDP per capita is plotted on a vertical axis, and life expectancy of countries is plotted on a horizontal axis. Right, and here we see a nice correlation between these two variables, which is obvious from this point. Another pattern of a scatterplot can reveal is other distinct groups, which are also called clusters. And here is a dataset that I created. So this is a test dataset that I generated myself to illustrate this point. So it shows this dataset contains users visiting a fictitious online media site, and each user has average articles read per day over some period of time and average comments posted per day. So here we see three clusters. This cluster that is highlighted right now is the cluster where users read a lot of articles and comments more or less each article once or twice, right? The second cluster is on the bottom left corner, where users click or read some articles, a little bit of articles, and almost no comments there. And we see a third group here with users not reading a lot of articles, but really users being prolific commenters and putting a lot of comments to these articles. What are typical real-life scenarios that we can see when we build a scatterplot? Let's look at them. Well, of course, you will see more often than not that there is no meaningful relationship between our numerical variables. What you see instead is noise or randomness without any meaning at all. Another thing that you often see is a noisy correlation. So like here, for example, in our previous chart of life expectancy and GDP per head for countries, right? There is some relationship between these two countries, but on the top of that, and I highlighted it right now, there are some random area with randomly scattered plots of data points. And then another thing is you will see that the dots here are not exactly aligned near some perfectly aligned function. There is a noise and they're aligned in a certain corridor, in a certain stripe, like I've just highlighted. Another thing that you should be aware of is you should be aware of nonlinear relationship, and you will see that very often. Again, our previous chart, illustration of that. So, like this, for example. We used mathematical algorithms to draw a straight line that supposedly represents the relationship between our two variables. So each of the points used to create this straight line, and it actually it feels like it's a good representation of our relationship. However, if we instead use a slightly different algorithm and draw what is called a polynomial line, which is curved like this, you will see that it fits what we see on the plot very nicely and much better than it was with a straight line. This is it. So thank you for your attention.